Most people think muscle building is complex, that it requires a special workout routine or a special diet, but in reality, it's quite simple. They're just not doing the right things for a long enough period of time to see any substantial result. Muscle building was one of the first endeavors that I took upon myself to learn after high school. And over the past 3 years, I've been able to train and grow my muscles to a point where I have stretch marks all over my body. It's actually quite simple, and people in the fitness industry want you to believe that it's complicated, that you need a certain amount of volume or a certain amount of intensity to achieve some sort of result, to leave some reps in reserve while others say to train to failure. It's all a mess out there in the fitness scene, but in this video, I wanted to clarify the 3 things you need to know and master in order to build muscle. I wanted to give it to you in a video that's short, succinct, and just gets to the point really quickly. And it all starts with consistency. The first thing you got to realize about fitness is that consistency is the most important factor. Doesn't matter if you're training 5 times a week if you take the next 2 weeks off. You need to stay consistent with your workouts, whatever you're doing. These different types of splits, upper, lower, bro split, they all work to some degree as long as you're getting the fundamental training principles correct. 3 to 4 days a week is plenty to begin with, but you need to be doing it every single week. Our lives are busy enough already, and I understand that it's hard as a new lifter to get into the routine, but this is where most new lifters fail. Most people that buy a gym membership for the new year just don't stay with it consistently enough, and they give up after a few weeks. The thing is, you got to think about it as something that you just naturally do. You don't have any emotions towards it. It's not painful, but it's not pleasure. You got to think about it like how you wash your face or brush your teeth in the morning. You just end up doing it. You just find yourself in the gym and you find yourself lifting those weights. And that leads me on to my next point. Consistency might be key, but intensity follows second after that. If you're not training your muscles with enough intensity, you're not going to be forced to grow new muscle. Mechanical tension is the driver of muscle gains. And if you aren't training hard and heavy, you're not going to see those gains come through because your body's not going to feel the need to adapt to this new stimulus. If you just lift the same 5 kilos every single week for 4 weeks, do you think you're going to see any muscle gains? Maybe you will in the first week, but you need to progressively overload. Intensity is the backbone and the foundation of building muscle. If you can't master intensity, you won't see those gains in the long run. And the last pillar I want to talk about here is fuel. And honestly, with diet, it's probably not what you think. You need enough carbs in your diet to fuel your workouts, and you need enough protein to build your muscle after your workouts. If you don't get enough carbs, you won't be able to push yourself as hard during workouts. And if you don't get enough protein, you won't be able to build the muscle after you work out. And the thing is, it's a delicate balance of both because you don't want to have too many calories. A general guide you will see online is 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. I personally think that's a bit too high. You can get away with anything from about 1.3 to 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight because I've seen in my own life, it's so hard to get 2 grams per kilogram of body weight. For me, an 100 kilogram individual, I would need 200 grams of protein per day minimum. I've built quite a lot of muscle on way less. I probably only hit about 1.3 to 1.5 per day because I'm not too stressed about it. And that obviously reflects somewhat in my physique, but I think it's quite easy to build muscle without that hard fast rule of 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. If you master these 3 pillars, consistency, intensity, and fuel, you'll be able to build a physique so crazy that it will transform your life. There's not a single day where I'm not noticed when I go into a room. Sometimes even strangers will come up to me and compliment me on my muscles. Like, nice pecs, bro. It's life-changing to go from that invisible kid to someone with muscle now, whereas before I used to be invisible.